And now it is my pleasure to introduce today's presenters. First, we will hear from Lieutenant Commander Tramara Dam, who is a Senior Program Management Officer in the Division of User Fee Management, Policy and Operations Branch within CEDAR's Office of Management. Her presentation will be followed by Lieutenant Commander Jason Tu, a Program Management Officer, also within the Division of User Fee Management, Policy and Operations Branch within CEDAR's Office of Management. So now, please join me in welcoming our first presenter, Lieutenant Commander Dam.
Hello, my name is Lieutenant Commander Tramara Dam, and I'm presenting with Lieutenant Commander Jason Tu on OTC Monograph Drug User Fee Program, Understanding Fiscal Year 2024 User Fees and Registration. During this presentation, we will cover what is OMUFA, registration and listing, OMUFA user fee types, and FY 2024 key dates, COVID-19 hand sanitizer manufacturers, OMUFA FY 2024 target revenue and fee rates, fee payment process, penalties for failure to pay fees, refund eligibility. First, we have a poll question to gain some understanding of our audience, knowledge, and experience regarding the OMUFA program. Please note that there's no wrong or right answer for these questions. And the question is, what is your knowledge and experience regarding the OMUFA user fee program? A, I consider myself an expert on OMUFA user fees. I understand the OMUFA fee structure and the fee paying process. B, I have limited knowledge of OMUFA user fees, and I am aware that there may be fees associated with OTC Monograph drug activities. C, I have no knowledge of OMUFA user fees, and I'm not aware of any fees associated with OTC Monograph drug activities. Hopefully, at the end of the presentation, we will get more A and B's answers. What is OMUFA? The Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, known as the CARES Act, was signed into law on March 27, 2020. The CARES Act reforms and modernizes the way OTC monograph drugs are regulated in the United States. The CARES Act added sections 744L and 744M, authorizing FDA to assess and collect user fees from qualifying manufacturers of OTC monograph drugs and requesters of OTC monograph order requests, known as OMORs. FDA referred to the OTC monograph drug user fee program as OMUFA. What is the OMUFA user fee program? Like many user fee programs, OMUFA is modeled after the successful Prescription Drug User Fee Act, PDUFA. Under OMUFA, FDA is authorized to assess and collect user fees dedicated to OTC monograph drug activities for each of fiscal years for 2021 through 2025. Under the OMUFA program, industry pay fees help support FDA regulatory activities related to OTC monograph drugs, such as facility inspections and submission reviews in a timely manner, and ultimately help provide the public with access to innovative OTC monograph drugs. In return, FDA agrees to adhere to the performance goals negotiated by FDA and industry, including to review submissions and conducting certain OTC monograph activities with specific time frame. The current legislative authority for OMUFA expires September 30, 2025. At that time, new legislations will be required to reauthorize the OMUFA program for future fiscal years. As noted on the slide, some of the common OMUFA terminologies include OTC monograph drug, which is basically a non-prescription OTC drug that may be marketed without approved new drug applications. Another term is OTC monograph drug facility, also known as MDF, is a foreign or domestic business or other entity that is under one management, either direct or indirect, and is at one geographic location or address engaged in manufacturing or processing the finished dosage form of an OTC monograph drug and other requirements, which I won't go into detail for the limited time we have. The term Contract Manufacturing Organization Facility, also known as CMO, is an OTC monograph drug facilities where neither the owner nor any affiliate of the owner or facility sells the OTC monograph drug produced at such facility directly to wholesalers, retailers, or consumers in the United States. To summarize this, a CMO facility has the same function as MDF, but the products manufactured are not directly sold to retailers, wholesalers, but instead sold to another company, and that company sells it to retailers, wholesalers, or consumers in the United States. CMO pay 2/3 of the amount of the fee paid by an MDF. Under Sections 510 of the FD&C Act requires firms that manufacture, prepare, propagate, compound, or process drugs in the United States or drugs that are imported or offered for import into the United States to register with the FDA. Facilities are required to review and update registrations within the Electronic Drug Registration and Listing System, EDRLIS, and should use current structure, product labeling, business operation qualified codes each year. Registering the facility using the appropriate SPL's business operation qualified codes helps FDA in determining whether the facility is subject to unapplicable OMUFA facility fees. For this reason, it is very important that the facility understands the difference between MDF and CMO when registering with FDA. We use the facility's self-registrations information to determine the annual facility fee. Entities may refer to the Electronic Drug Registrations and Listings System, SPL website, included on the slide here for relevant codes to accurately register your facility. FDA has updated SPL business operations qualifiers for facilities that manufacture OTC monograph drug products, including C131708 manufactures human OTC drug products produced under a monograph. C131709 manufacture human OTC drug products produced under unapproved drug applications. C131710 manufactures human OTC drug products not produced under unapproved drug applications or under a monograph. C170729 contract manufacturing for human OTC drug products produced under a monograph, including those facilities with the business operations of analysis, pack, label, repack, and relabel. Under the CARES Act, FDA is authorized to assess and collect user fees dedicated to OTC monograph drug activities for each of FYs 2021 through FY 2025. These fees are annual facility fees from qualifying manufacturers of OTC monograph drugs and fees from requesters of OMORs. The annual facilities fees are due annually for qualifying manufacturers of OTC Monograph drugs. The annual facilities fees are included on the target revenue calculations. A full facility fees will be assessed for each qualifying person that owns a facility that is identified as an MDF. The annual facility fees rate varies yearly. FDA calculates fee in accordance with the statutory authority, considering factors that include 1, number of fee liable facilities, 2, ratios of MDF to CMO, and 3, increase in the total target revenue due to inflations and other adjustments. The fee calculations are described in detail in the most recent FRN published on March 29, 2024, if you're interested to learn more. The annual facility fee rate is dependent on how the facility registers in the EDURLIS system. As mentioned previously, registering the facilities in EDURLIS system is self-registrant. A facility needs to identify which definitions they meet, whether MDF or CMO or both. If the facility registers as MDF, then the facility will pay MDF fee. If the facility registers as CMO, then the facility pays CMO fee. And if the facility registers as both MDF and CMO, the facility will pay just the MDF fee. CMO pays 2/3 of the amount paid by an MDF. How does OMUFA facility fee assess? Under Section 744MA of the FD&C Act, each person that owns a facility identified as an MDF, including CMO, as of December 31st of the fiscal year or at any time during the preceding 12-month period is required to pay a facility fee for that fiscal year. For FY 2024, if a facility was identified as an MDF and or CMO in EDURLIS at any time during calendar year 2023 from January 1, 2023 through December 31st, 2023, the facility will be assessed a FY 2024 fee. Please note that if the facility manufactures an OTC Monograph product even for one day during this time frame, the facility will be assessed a FY 2024 facility fee. The annual facility fee will be assessed per facility, and currently there are no waivers or reductions for OMUFA according to the statute. Does the FY 2024 OMUFA facility fee apply to facilities that manufacture or process hand sanitizer products during the COVID-19 public health emergency? The answer is no. Consistent with the Department of Health and Human Services notice published on January 12, 2021, facility that first registered with FDA on or after the January 27, 2020, solely for purposes of manufacturing OTC hand sanitizer products during the public health emergency were not liable for the FY 2024 OMUFA facility fee. However, since the public health emergency expired on May 11, 2023, those facilities that continue to manufacture hand sanitizer products as of December 31st, 2024 will be identified as OTC Monograph drug facilities and be subject to an OMUFA facility fee for FY 2025. Alternatively, if facilities cease manufacturing hand sanitizer products, delist and deregister to reflect that before 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on December 31st, 2024, the facility will not be considered fee liable for purposes of FY 2025 OMUFA facility fee. This is very important to take note of. Facilities that are not OMUFA fee liable include facilities that manufacture human OTC drug products produced under an approved drug applications, or that neither produce under an approved drug applications nor are they produced under a monograph, or have ceased all activities related to OTC monograph drugs prior to December 31st of the year immediately preceding the applicable fiscal year, and have updated their EDERLIS registration to reflect that change. For FY 2024, this date was December 31st, 2022. Also, facilities that only manufacture active pharmaceutical ingredients, and or the facility that first register with FDA on or after the January 27, 2020, solely for purposes of manufacturing OTC hand sanitizer products during the public health emergency. Additionally, facilities that engage in manufacturing or processing the finished dosage form only for the productions of clinical research, supplies, or testing, or the placement of outer packaging on packages containing multiple products for such purposes as creating multi-packs when each monograph drug product contained within the over packaging is already in a final package form prior to placement in the outer over packaging. FDA considers over packaging where the individual drug products contained within are labeled with a complete drug facts labels and could be marketed independently or of the apply over packaging. That concludes my portion of the presentations. Thank you for your time. And now I would like to pass the floor over to Lieutenant Commander Jason Tu.
Thank you, ma'am. Hello, my name is Lieutenant Commander Jason Tu. I will be going over the OMOR Fiscal Year 2024 OMUFA Target Revenue and Fee Rates, Fee Payment Process, Penalties for Failure to Pay Fees, and Refund Eligibility. So what is an OMOR? The term OMOR, or OTC Monograph Order Request, refers to a request for an administrative order with respect to an OTC monograph drug. The function of an OMOR is to add, remove, or change a generally recognized as safe and effective or GRACE condition for an OTC drug monograph. OMORs are separated into two categories, Tier 1 or Tier 2, for which different fees applies. This slide provides some examples of Tier 1 and Tier 2 OMORs. A Tier 1 OMOR is any OMOR that is not determined to be a Tier 2 OMOR. Examples include addition of a new ingredient to a monograph that already has one or more ingredients that have been found to be GRACE. Addition of a new indication to a monograph that already has one or more ingredients that have been found to be GRACE, and the new indication applies to one or more of the GRACE ingredients. Addition of a new monograph therapeutic category. Tier 2 OMOR examples include reordering of existing information in the drug facts label, addition of information to the other information section of the drug facts label, modification to the direction for use section of the drug facts label, consistent with a minor dosage form change. OMOR fees are due on the date of the submission of the OMOR, except for OMORs that request certain safety-related changes, which I will discuss in detail in the next slide. OMOR fees are not included in the OMUFA target revenue calculation, which is based on the facility fees. There are two types of OMOR fees, Tier 1 or Tier 2. Exceptions to the OMOR fee include any OMOR seeks to make certain safety changes with respect to an OTC monograph drug. And also, if FDA finds that the OMOR seeks to change the drug facts labeling of an OTC monograph drug in a way that would add or strengthen a contraindication, warning, or precaution, a statement about risk associated with misuse or abuse, or an instruction about dosage and administration that is intended to increase the safe use of the OTC monograph drug. As mentioned in the previous slide, only facility fees are included in the OMUFA targeted revenue calculation. For fiscal year 2024, the OMUFA targeted revenue is $32,253,000 rounded. The OMUFA facility fees were due on June 3, 2024. The OMUFA OMOR fees are due on the date of the submission of the OMOR. Please refer to the fiscal year 2024 OMUFA facility fee FRN published on March 29, 2024, and the fiscal year 2024 OMUFA OMOR fee FRN published on September 12, 2023 for details on fee requirements and fee rates. This slide depicts the fiscal year 2024 OMUFA fee rates. For fiscal year 2024, MDF fee is $34,166 and CMO fee is $22,777. A CMO pays 2/3 of the amount of the fee paid by an MDF. The fiscal year 2024 Tier 1 OMOR fee is $537,471, and the Tier 2 OMOR fee is $107,494. So what is the fee payment process? To submit payment to fulfill your OMUFA user fee obligations, you may access the FDA's user fee system to create an OMUFA user fee cover sheet. You need to provide specific information for each fee type. For example, IFN number of the facility on the cover sheet. Submit the cover sheet to generate a user fee ID number or cover sheet number, and then pay the appropriate fees. Payment must be made in US currency from a US bank by either pay.gov or wire transfer. For payment made by pay.gov, you may use either an automated clearinghouse electronic check or e-check, or a credit card with a limit amount of under $25,000. For payment made by wire transfer, include the unique user fee ID number to ensure that the payment is applied to the correct fees. The originating financial institution may charge a wire transfer fee. Applicable wire transfer fees must be included with payment to ensure fees are fully paid. There are penalties for failure to pay OMUFA user fees. For OMOR fee, if a person owing fees fails to pay the appropriate fees when submitting an OMOR, that OMOR shall be considered incomplete and shall not be accepted for filing. For facility fee, if a facility does not pay the annual facility fee within 20 calendar days of the due date, FDA will place the facility on a publicly available arrears list. Additionally, all OTC Monograph drug products produced at that facility or containing an ingredient manufactured at that facility shall be deemed misbranded. Furthermore, OMORs will not be accepted from persons owing fees in arrears from failure to pay the OMOR or facility fee, and OTC Monograph drug meeting requests from persons owing fees will be denied or cancelled. Who is entitled to a refund? Any OMOR that is refused for filing or withdrawn before being accepted or refused for filing shall be refunded 75% of the OMOR fee. If FDA recharacterizes the OMOR from a Tier 1 request to a Tier 2 request, the difference in the OMOR fee shall be refunded. Please note the above situations do not require a written refund request to be submitted to FDA. Unlike the refunds we discussed in the previous slide, which do not require a written refund request, refunds for overpayments or payments made in error must be requested in writing within 180 calendar days of payment. A written request along with a completed Form FDA 3913 should be submitted to the Division of User Fee Management. If you are assessed a fiscal year 2024 OMUFA facility fee and believe your facility is not an OTC monograph drug facility as described in FDA's March 29, 2024 FRN, please contact us at cedrcollections@fda.hhs.gov. In conclusion, I'd like to summarize the key takeaways from today's presentation. We have discussed the OMUFA background and common OMUFA terms, registration and listing within the electronic drug registration and listing system using the current structured product labeling, OMUFA user fee types and fee rates, which include the MDF and CMO facility fees and Tier 1 and Tier 2 OMOR fees, fee payment process, and lastly, penalties for failure to pay OMUFA user fees. If you would like more information, here is a list of useful resources. We've reached to the end of the presentation, and now I have two challenge questions. Challenge question number 1. The fiscal year 2024 facility fee liable period is A. From October 1st, 2023 through September 30th, 2024. B. From June 1st, 2023 through June 3rd, 2024. C. From January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2024. D. From January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2023. The correct answer is D. The fiscal year 2024 facility liable period is from January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2023. Challenge question number 2. The OMUFA facility fee types include select all applicable. A. Application fee. B. Monograph drug facility or MDF fee. C. Program fee. D. Contract manufacturing organization or CMO fee. E. All the above. F. B and D. G. A, B, C, and D. The correct answer is F, B, and D. The OMUFA facility fee types include MDF fee and CMO fee. This concludes our presentation. Thank you for your time and attention. Now we'd be happy to answer any questions.
All right. Thank you again to our presenters for their excellent presentations and insights. We will now begin our question and answer panel. If you haven't had a chance to enter your question into the Q&A chat pod, please do so now. We'll answer as many questions as time allows. And now we'll start with first question that came in for Lieutenant Commander Dam. Can you please further clarify what products would fall under SLP Business Operation Qualifier C131710, in which human over-the-counter drug products not produced under an approved drug application or under a monograph?
Great questions. So some example for the C131710, and we do have quite a few questions regarding this. Examples are like herbal products, home remedies that does not include, OTC, the definitions of OTC that meet the requirement for the OTC monograph drug products are part of the C131710. Thank you.
Right, thank you for that response. We have another question for you, Lieutenant Commander Dam. Does each new facility need to register despite not having to file an NDA?
That's also another great question. So basically, if the facility meets the definitions of the FD&C Act definitions of an OTC monograph drug facility, in addition to other criteria, we refer you to the latest Federal Register notice that was just published on March 29, 2024 on our website to learn more about. But those facilities that meet the definitions of an OTC monograph drug facility, we recommend that they register with FDA. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that information. So now we have a question that actually came in addressed to Lieutenant Commander Tu. Should we expect FY25 facility fees notification to come out in March 2025 and similarly be due in June?
Thank you for the question. The fee rates usually will be announced in the FRNs, which are generally published 60 days before the fee due date. The fiscal year 2025 OMUFA facility user fees will be due on the first business day of June 2025. We highly encourage accessing the OMUFA user fee website and subscribing to our listserv to receive the most up-to-date information regarding the OMUFA user fee program. Thank you.
Thanks for that information. A follow-up question for you, Lieutenant Commander Tu. Is there a reason more advance notice cannot be provided?
That's a great question. We receive a lot of questions about the advance notice. So it is FDA's expectation that a facility meeting the definition of an OTC monograph drug facility under Section 744M of the FD&C Act will be registered in FDA's Electronic Drug Registration and Listing System, or EDLIS, and make appropriate payment through FDA's user fee system by the payment due date. The FDA will send invoices to those facilities that have not fully satisfied the fee obligation once the payment is past due. So in accordance with Section 744M1A of the FD&C Act, FDA will place those facilities that have failed to fulfill their OMUFA facility fee obligation within 20 calendar days of the due date on a publicly available arrears list. Thank you.
Thank you for that information. And now we'll move on to a question that came in directed to Lieutenant Commander Dam. Does this new law, the OMUFA facility fee, only apply to manufacturers? Is there any requirement for a marketing company sourcing an OTC product from a CMO?
That's a great question. So basically, for those that meet the definitions I mentioned earlier, meeting the FD and C Act definitions of an OT monograph drug facility, we recommend that you register. The law does not, basically it apply to anyone that are manufacturer or processing OTC products, with exceptions. If you are a distributor, a seller, or marketing, you are not liable for the OMUFA fee. And you can log into our website, or if you have any questions regarding this, please feel free to contact us through Cedar Collections. And the contact information can also be found on our website as well. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that response. Now we have a question for Lieutenant Commander 2. How are the OMUFA MDF and CMO fees calculated?
That's a great question. So the statute mandates the facility fee rates shall be established to generate a calculated total facility revenue amount, which for fiscal year 2024 is equal to $32,253,000. FDA calculated the number of fee-liable OTC monograph drug facilities of each type, that is MDF or CMO, using data that included registrations from the electronic drug registration and listing system, and the breakdown of facilities that paid fiscal year 2023 OMUFA facility fees, in addition to other information. FDA calculated the per facility fee based on the number of each type of facility and other relevant factors and assumptions. More information about the calculation of fiscal year 2024 facility fees can be found in the Federal Register notice issued on March 29, 2024. Thank you.
Great, thank you for that response. Another question for you, Lieutenant Commander 2. Could a firm misrepresent the SPL business operations qualifier to avoid paying fees?
Thank you for the question. So if you believe your facility does not meet the definition of an OTC monograph drug facility, and you are not liable for the OMUFA facility fee as described in the March 29, 2024 FRN, please contact the OMUFA user fee staff at cedar.collections@fda.hhs.gov. Thank you.
Right, thank you again. And now we have a question that came in for Lieutenant Commander Dam. So, would COVID-19 hand sanitizer manufacturers not need to pay the facility fees?
Thank you for that question, and I'm glad that that question asked because I did emphasize it on the presentations, and I'm glad it is asked. So to clarify, so facilities that first register with FDA on or after the January 27, 2020, the declarations of the COVID-19 public health emergency, solely for the purpose of manufacturing OTC hand sanitizer products during the public health emergency were not liable for FY 2024 OMUFA facility fee. So those facilities have already been excluded, and we did not send out invoices. So for the facility that, because the public health emergency expired on May 11, 2020, for those facilities that solely continue to manufacture a hand sanitizer product as of December 31st, 2024, will be identified as an OTC monograph drug facility and be subject to an OMUFA facility fee for FY 2025. However, if the facility cease manufacturing hand sanitizer products and delist and deregister to reflect that change before 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on December 31st, 2024, They will not be identified as an OTC monograph drug facility and will not be considered fee liable for purposes of FY 2025 OMUFA facility fee. So hopefully this will clarify. So please do pay attention to this. And for those facilities that is part of this questions, thank you for that.
Right. Thank you so much for that clarification as well. And now we'll move to a question that came directed to Lieutenant Commander Jason Tu. What driving factors, or what are the driving factors towards the increase of OMUFA FY 2024 from 2023? Is there a reason for the short period of payment, as we received an email payment on June 3rd that's due in 20 days? Can the notification be any earlier?
Thank you for the question. So in calculating the facility fee rates for each fiscal year, in accordance with our statutory authority, FDA bases its calculations on factors that include 1, number of fee liable facilities, 2, ratio of MDF to CMO, and 3, increases in total target revenue due to inflation and other adjustments. So this year's facility fee reflects an increase of 31% compared to the fiscal year 2023 fee amount. This increase is largely due to the additional dollar amount of $7 million used to determine the fiscal year 2024 target revenue to be generated from facility fees pursuant to the statutory calculations. So please see the IFRN titled Over-the-Counter Monograph Drug User Fee Program, Facility Fee Rates for fiscal year 2024 for the methodology utilized to calculating the OMUFA facility fee rates for fiscal year 2024. And the second half of the question, I think I already provided answer in the previous question, but to repeat, so it is FDA's expectation that a facility meeting the definition of an OTC monograph drug facility that owns fees and will be registered in FDA's e-list and make appropriate payment by the payment due date. FDA will send invoices to those facilities that have not paid fees once the payment is past due. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that response. We now have a question directed to Lieutenant Commander Dan. Is there a cap to the total number of facility fees that a sponsor might be charged for a sponsor with many manufacturing sites?
Thank you for that questions. So there's no cap for the amount of facilities. So if the facilities, if a company has like 20 facilities and they register in the e-Jail system and they have active OTC products and also manufacturing and processing OTC, human OTC products, they will be liable for facility fee, OMUFA facility fee. We got a lot of questions, and if there are, I can give example. If there are two facilities that are like in approximately geographic, then they may combine into one facility. So if the same company, two location manufacture an OTC monograph drug products, and they are in different geographic locations, each facility would pay an annual facility fee. However, separate buildings within close proximity are considered to be at one geographic locations or address if one, the activities in them are closely related to the same business enterprise. 2, they are under the supervisions of the same local management. And 3, they are capable of being inspected by FDA during a single inspections. If this is the case and you have further questions on this, please do reach out to us and we can direct you, to how to proceed with this. And we recommend, if this is your case, please do reach out to your FDA office regulatory affair district office to obtain assistance in, consolidating your FEIs. if they meet the criteria. Hopefully this helped with the questions, and thank you.
Right, thank you again for that response. Next, we have a question for Lieutenant Commander 2 again. Are these OMUFA facility fees new?
That's a great question. The Section 744M of the FD&C Act, as added by the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, or CARES Act, authorizes FDA to assess and collect 1. Facility fees from qualifying owners of OTC Monograph drug facilities, and 2. Fees from submitters of qualifying OTC Monograph order requests. So FDA started assessing the OMUFA facility fee since fiscal year 2021. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that response. One more question for you, Lieutenant Commander 2. How does one access the delinquent or arrears list?
That's a good question. The arrears list is published on the OMUFA website under the tab User Fee Lists. As with other FDA user fee programs, this list will assist companies in the verification of their affiliates' fulfillment of their OMUFA facility fee obligations. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that information. Now we'll move on to a question to Lieutenant Commander Dam. Can you confirm if FDA issues invoices or emails annually for OMUFA user fees?
Great questions. So FDA have already issued invoice for those facility that did not pay the fee, OMUFA fee. Due date was June 3rd. So facilities should have received invoices for FY 2024 on June 3rd. We sent out to all the facilities that have not paid the fee. And please do check your spam box or junk mail if you believe that you qualify or for a fee and you have not received an invoice. Please do check that. If not, if you think or have questions, again, please do send us an email through Cedar Collections, and we should be able to assist you with that. Thank you.
Thank you. Another question for you, Lieutenant Commander Dam. For a contact manufacturer that has not produced OTC products during 2023, however, received an invoice, how should they handle the invoice?
Great questions. As under Section 744MA of the FD&C Act, each person that owned a facility identified as an OTC monograph drug facility as of December 31st of the fiscal year or any time during the preceding 12-month period shall be assessed an annual facility fee for each facility. Example is if a facility is engaged in the manufacturing or processing of the over-the-counter monograph drug product at any time from January 1, 2023 through December 31st, 2024, the facility will be assessed the FY 2024 facility fee. If you believe that you are not shouldn't be assessed the FY 2024 fee, please do send us an email to Cedar Collections, and we should be able to assist you. Thank you.
Thank you, Commander 2. I am a new OTC monograph drug facility and plan to register my company now. Does this mean I have to pay an FY 2024 OMUFA facility fee?
That's a good question. So the fiscal year 2024 OMUFA fee is applicable to those that were involved in the manufacturing or processing of OTC monograph drugs during calendar year 2023, which is January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2023. So if you register today, you would not be liable for fiscal year 2024 facility fee. However, you may be liable for the fiscal year 2025 OMUFA facility fee based on your registration and manufacturing processes. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much for that response. Now we'll do one more question for Lieutenant Commander Dem now. Would a small business discount be provided for FY 2024 OMUFA facility fees?
Great questions. So basically, all companies pay the same applicable fee, regardless of the size or the quantity of products they produce. Unfortunately, at the current statute, there's no authority under MUFA for any waivers or reductions of facility fee at current time. All facility are liable for the same facility fee amount as calculated under Section 744 MC of the FD&C Act. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that response. We might have time for just one more question. We'll do another question for you, Lieutenant Commander Dem. When will the FY 2024 OMUFA facility fees be due, and what is the fee liable period?
Thank you for the questions. And as mentioned before earlier, I think we have similar questions to this, is the FY 2024 fee was due on June 3rd, is due on the first business day of June. This year it is June 3rd. Therefore, if you haven't get a chance to pay or submit your payment, please do so. If you have any questions regarding your facility, please do send an email to us through Cedar Collections at fda.gov. Thank you.
All right, looks like that is all the questions we have time for. Thanks once again to our presenters today for all the excellent information.